A really good way to improve your teaching is to find yourself a critical friend. Now, if this sounds a bit daunting, or if you're not really sure what I mean, or if you'd like to know more, keep watching. I'm Jo Gakonga. I'm a teacher educator, a CELTA and MA tutor, and I've got a website at elttraining.com where I make supportive material for English language teachers at all stages of their careers. Check it out, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I make a new video every week. There's a lot of talk about criticality in our industry. We have to think critically, we have to reflect on critical incidents, and we should use critical friends to help us develop. I think that sometimes all of this sounds rather daunting because we equate criticality with criticism. But it's important to keep in mind that we're not really talking about negative criticism with all its bad connotations. We're talking about critique, the art of evaluating things. So a critical friend isn't someone who criticises you, it's someone who helps you to critique what you do. You could argue that you can do this on your own just as well, and it's a lot less embarrassing. And that's true, but it won't be as effective, I promise you. Let me give you a little analogy. I'm not a terribly fussy housekeeper, and although my house is in a reasonable state, I don't spend a lot of time cleaning. But when my mother-in-law visits, I suddenly look around the place and see all the dirt in the corners, and then I clean it up. Now, this isn't because my mother-in-law criticises me. She never, ever does. But I see it through her eyes, and so I notice things that on an ordinary day I don't even see. I'm sure you've had this kind of experience too. Maybe when you're showing someone around your hometown and you suddenly see it in a much more positive light than you normally do. A critical friend is someone who is there to help you to see things in a new light, to make you notice things, not to criticise, not even to give you ideas, just to help you to hold a mirror up to your own practice. Okay, Jo, you say, that's great, but what do I actually do with this critical friend? The easiest and most obvious thing is that you talk to them about your lessons. Your critical friend might be a colleague in the school where you work, or it might just be another friend you have who's a teacher. I think it's helpful if this person knows something about English language teaching, because then they understand what you're talking about. But as long as they listen to you, this is actually the most important thing. They could ask you questions to clarify what you've said, but, and again, this is the important thing, they're there to listen and help you work through things yourself, not to advise you. Maybe you meet up for coffee each week. One week you talk about your lessons, uninterrupted, for a while, and the next week your critical friend talks to you. Another way you could do this is to have an email conversation with your critical friend. I've had this kind of relationships with someone and it worked remarkably well. Write your reflections on a particular lesson on a Word document. Attach it to an email and send it to your friend. When they have time, maybe within 2 or 3 days, they can reply with a question or two at the top of the same Word document, and you reply when you want to. This way you start to build up a conversation that it's useful to look back on. Maybe do this for a month and then swap roles. Try it out and let me know in the comments below if you find it helpful. You might be surprised. And if you like this, head on over to my website for lots of other development ideas. I'll see you there.